I love watching a bald man fist people unapologetically with extreme unstoppable force, and millions of people would agree with that statement. So when I realized that Saitama vs Boros is most likely the highest of highs the One Punch Man anime is ever going to see, that definitely is a whole clap to both of my scrotums. One Punch Man is one of the most popular anime and manga series to ever exist, top 7 in the most popular manga on my anime list, and its anime coming in at number 4. Its first season came out in 2015, and it hits harder than Mark's headbutts, and the show definitely introduced lots of new audiences to anime due to how entertaining and easy to digest the show is. Then 4 years later, they dropped the second season, and so did the animation quality by quite a fuck ton. But the show is still enjoyable, and the animation is really not as bad as some of the people may make it seem like. You won't throw up in your mouth watching it, but it was definitely a big downgrade, and obviously, I'd make a deal with the devil for the same quality as Season 1. So Season 2 left a urine taste in a lot of the fans' mouths. Then after a big 6 whole human years later, they announced its third season. That shit came in from the left field, no one saw it coming. At first we all thought our grandkids would have to watch the show, set up some satanic ritual, get into contact with our spirits and let us know how the One Punch Man anime went that way. Millions of One Punch Man fans rejoiced with tears in their eyes, but those tears of joy quickly turned to tears of despair as we find out our Lord and Savior Madhouse has abandoned its children and is not making a sacred holy return for the third season. Instead, we got the same studio as the second season, and as someone who has read the manga, this season we're about to witness some crazy, ass-spreading, erection-inducing fights, so sweet heavenly Jesus I pray we get the same good animation just like the first season. But that is basically asking a homeless person to buy you a house. Then after a suspicious amount of months later, they dropped their PV1. Not porn video, but promotional video. However, this shit does remind me a lot of porn because we are most likely getting fucked. Now I don't want to be the guy who shits in his hands and throws it at the project just from a short trailer that shows fuck all. But I can say with quite a good amount of confidence that JC staff most likely won't be proving the haters wrong anytime soon. So I'd like to share a fight in One Punch Man where it truly peaked, only in terms of its anime adaptation because manga enjoyers will know that there's a much crazier fight that happens later on into the story, and if that shit ever gets animated, but from how the situations are right now I don't think we'll ever see it, but if it does get animated in a very good fashion, it's gonna have people from all around the world jumping in excitement like they're in a Travis Scott concert. It's gonna be mistaken for an earthquake, it's gonna be one cinematic moment, it's gonna be one peak man. Well, that sounded more like a man with an extraordinary boner, but you get the point. So this legendary 1v1 starts off with Saitama coming in hot, breaking through the door, and he's locked in. His face no longer looks like it was drawn in 10 seconds, so he's not here to play around. The two exchanged names for a little, and this frame just did the both of them so dirty not even a car wash could save them. They made them look like fucking action figures. Also, is Saitama just really happy to meet Boros, or is he simply packing a foot long in those pants? I guess we'll never know. Unless we ask the hot long-tongued monster girl, of course. So Saitama starts the fight off by straight up nuking Boros' organs after he talks about wanting to destroy planets cause he's bored and alien pussies just aren't doing it for him anymore. He's here to fuck some shit up. However, instead of the usual eggs, bacon, and pancakes, his foe didn't immediately evaporate into the troposphere after coming into contact with one of his punches. Instead, the guy gets up, unleashes his full power with his cock and balls dangling. Yep, that's an important step, take notes. If you ever do get into a street fight, make sure to get butt-ass naked. Cause not only would that unleash your full human potential, but it would also confuse your opponent. It's the art of confusion, they would never see it coming. So immediately, Boros opens it up with a heavy attack and starts spamming some light attacks on him and sends him flying with another left hand. But Saitama doesn't even break a sweat. He simply took a page out of Michael Jackson's book and moonwalks out of the situation. So Boros taps into the Speed Force for a bit, they continue the fight mid-air, and after being on the defensive for a while, Saitama decides to try a little. So Saitama flies in and calmly lifts his hand for a fist bump, but it's a gone wrong situation, cause he must have installed landmines in his fist, and as the smoke fade, Boros' arm has fallen off, so he's left with no choice but to jerk off with his left hand, which is some devastating shit, so he gets real grumpy, as he should, prayers out to him. Then he channels his ancient martial arts technique known as catch these hands bitch, and Saitama took it quite literally as he starts palming every single one of him. Then after a bunch of clashes later, Boros sends him flying with a kick onto the body, kicked him so hard his ass cheeks is facing his opponent. That's how you know that's some real manly testosterone ass kick. and is leaving no room for recovery, as he quickly follows it up with a clean body shot, just giving his organs a taste of claustrophobia. And he finishes it with the most destructive looking dropkick I've ever seen in my life. That kick looks like it's about to send him back in time. Also, look at that sweet, sweet diabetic animation. That is just chef's kiss right there. I mean, I could feel the impact from all the way here. My balls just trembled watching that. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, so after rewatching the clip, I find out that Saitama actually dodged it at the very last second. So this kick never connected. Wait, this is crazy. It's like finding out Santa Claus isn't real. I might need to lie down for a bit. I've been lied to my entire life. However, this is Saitama is fighting, so all these cool moves would only give him style points. He could do a quadruple hexagon flip into an inverted cartwheel into a 420 spin back 4th dimension kick, and Saitama would simply walk that shit off. Cause he's a gag character, which means he beats Goku. Whoa. Shit was about to get real political there. But Saitama just hops his way out of there, and Boros said fuck this pillar as he skins it alive. Now the two made their way to the top of the ship, and he blasts his energy bomb thing, dealing more damage to his ship than anything else, and Saitama just gets up thinking about what he should have for dinner. Then Boros speeds up behind him, lands a back fist straight to the jaw. Now smiling here is diabolical. You just blasted him with your so-called destructive energy, and every being hit by it would find their bones vaporized. Yet the only thing that's been vaporized is your brain cells to think you did any damage with that back fist. The guy just looks like he's been in the sauna for a little too long. His feet didn't even move an inch. Then Boros' meds wear off as he starts hallucinating, talking about how he already won this fight because he can regenerate himself, and he starts going on about his life. But Saitama simply stops his dialogues, basically slapping him across the face and telling him to shut the fuck up, and says, "It's time to lock in, little Mike Wazowski, you gotta try a little harder." Now this rubbed Boros the wrong way, cause bro got beef with Monsters Inc. He absolutely despises Monsters Inc. He hates Monsters Inc. more than Saitama's head hates hair. So he's not gonna let him get away with that. Thousands and thousands of years of evolution just to be compared to a pea with limbs. That's basically him taking off his pants and just golden showering his entire ancestors with his lukewarm urine. So he starts changing forms, and he wasted no time, jumps at him like he owes him money, lands a clean right hand, completely annihilating more than half of his ship at this point, and said fuck you to his little comrades while he's at it. And he uses Saitama's only weakness to his advantage, which is his cape, and turns him into a little cocoon thing. He launches him away, catches up to him, slams his face down with a double hammer fist, but he's not done cooking up this combo. He speeds past him again, runs around to not lose momentum, flies back up, and Jesus, oh my good god. Just passionate eyeball sex. Now this scene is just absolute cinema. And this is most likely the last time we'll ever see something as cool as this from the One Punch Man anime, so just a baseball bat straight to the nether region. So he launched him straight to the moon. But of course, Saitama is perfectly fine, he's relaxed, sitting at around 40 BPM, he's basically asleep, so he quickly makes his way back. Meanwhile, Boros' body is about to implode due to the enormous stress on his body after unleashing his trump card. The man could not believe his eyes. Apparently Saitama has that Chris Kyle accuracy to be able to make it back to the same place. Boros instantly jumps at him and begins showering him with some light attacks, but Saitama doesn't like being tickled and lightly taps his chest. His eye damn near pops out as he pukes out his soul, but luckily he was able to do a backflip and regain his footing. Then he channels his cosmic level yapping technique again. Shut up and take these consecutive normal punches. The guy just bursts right open, and witnessing these normal punches, even the ship had to say fuck that, I'm out. However, this man manages to reattach himself together and he's not backing down. He starts shooting lightning and he charges up his other ultimate move. Now at this point, Boros is just a video game boss who keeps coming back stronger and stronger with a new health bar every single time he's been defeated. But too bad for him, he's fighting a literal cheater. So Boros plans on wiping the entire planet altogether. He sprays his cannon beam thing, and seeing this, Saitama also pulls out his killer move, Serious Punch, to match the guy. He swings his fist, knocks the guy out with the wind of his blow, and this also completely splits his star energy bullshit blast in half. And finally, his core shattered and he turned into Armin in season 3. Now respect to Boros, the guy did put up a good fight. Well, it wasn't really a fight, but he survived a lot of the punches, and that is a crazy feat in of its own, so props to him. Though not the serious one though, that shit just turned him into a fossil, but he still did a lot better than what we all expected. Dun, 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 dun.